Hi everyone, I'm Obs on Obs Avenue, and today I am creating a homeschool curriculum video. I am creating this video in hopes to help somebody out there. For at the beginning of my journey, I was lost anyway, and I didn't know what kind of curriculum I needed. I actually didn't know what curriculum was. I thought I had to teach my kids from what I knew and learned in my brain, and that was a scary thought. Don't go there. But there's curriculum out there and it guides you along the whole way. I started doing my research on YouTube and found many different kinds of curriculums. I found what types of curriculums I had to teach my children. I needed to teach them math. I needed to teach them language and arts. I needed curriculum for science and for history and for geography and all of these things. And it gets kind of overwhelming when you try to do it all. And not only just overwhelming with how much kind of curriculum you need to be teaching, but also that price value keeps going up and up and up per curriculum that you're starting to look at. And I was starting to get really discouraged and was drowning in it all. And in fact, my language and arts, I couldn't even find one. I found many beautiful ones that would teach my children some amazing things, but I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford over $100 per children per LNA. It was just too much, and I actually ended up going on Amazon and getting some workbooks and working through them, which I wouldn't suggest that either because we weren't learning in depth and detail the things that we were needing to do so. And in fact, I had pulled my oldest out of school after third grade because he had fallen behind in the school system and with his reading. And after he fell behind, then they were starting to pull him out for during math and other things to try to help him catch up, and he just wasn't getting it, and he was falling further behind in other things. And so I had pulled him out in hopes to try to help him, and pulled everybody else out too because they wanted to join in the fun. Well, we needed help with our LNA. And so I had been searching, couldn't find anything. And luckily I had some good friends that pointed me to curriculums that we are actually using now and we have used for the last couple of years, and they are working great. My oldest, he is going into 6th grade this year. Wow, it's been that while. Anyways, and he has been moving through this program. We had to actually jump him all the way back to a 2nd grade curriculum level and put him through this, and he is jumping through the courses. He's getting the concepts. He's getting his spelling is improving. His reading fluency is improving. He comprehends what he's reading. It's just been amazing and wonderful to watch. And so if you are interested to see what we are doing in our homeschool, stay tuned. Okay, before I reveal the curriculums that we are using, let me first tell you what I was looking for in a curriculum, and maybe it might be some of the same things that you are looking for too. Our first year, we went through a lot of workbooks. We used Saxton Math and Horizons Math. We went through some of both of those, and they were great, and they taught us what we needed to know. My kids picked it up quickly, and it didn't take a long amount of time to get through our work for the day. But it was also workbook, and we were looking for fun. We want homeschool to be enjoyable. We didn't want it to be a task check off, right? So for my curriculums, I was looking for something that we could enjoy doing that would make it fun, okay? And then the second thing, one of the reasons I actually decided to homeschool was I wanted to have God in my home a lot more. I wanted his influence in our lives, and I felt like by homeschooling, I had more control of our environment and bringing that into it. And so I wanted to have some curriculum that could bring those Christian views into our home, and it has developed my kids' character that I can honestly say the reason I homeschool today is so that I can influence that character through bringing Christ into our lives more abundantly. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I am using 2 curriculums, the Good and the Beautiful and the Family School. The Good and the Beautiful I use for my math and my language and arts programs. And for my science and my history and my geography or social studies, I use the Family School. Both of these are Christian-based. They are beautiful, they are fun, they are enlightening, and they have directed our lives in a positive way. So if you're interested in what these are, stay tuned because I'm going to go ahead and show you kind of what they are and the layout of how they work and what you can kind of expect from them. So first of all, I have our math. I have a kindergartner this year, and for it, they give me his book, and they spiral bound this. I love this for them. And here's what he has to do. Here's just an example. So each day, he will start with this little box here, and it is kind of a mental type part where you just kind of quiz them, and it just strengthens their brain and those kind of things. Then he goes through this lesson, and I liked these compared to some of the other curriculums we used, not only because they're colorful and fun to go along with, but they also apply to our lives. They've told us stories of, last year we went through a whole story of some little kids in China, and each week we learned more and more about China as we were learning about math. And so I loved learning with them how math can tie into the real world too, and learn about other things. And then after they go through their lesson, they get to, let's see, it's not on that one. They get to practice the lesson and review. And then that's what he does every day. And then, let's see. They have usually about 4 units. And then at the end of each unit, they'll have tests. The top part is the part that they fill out. And then these little parts that are underneath in orange, after you go and correct it, if they need to practice some of that stuff again. I love that they have, that they can practice and learn those concepts a little bit deeper. The other wonderful thing about this that makes it affordable is most math curriculums that we have looked into is you have to buy the curriculum, and then you have to buy the math manipulatives, and they just add up and they get expensive. This one comes with the math manipulatives, and they come in these little boxes. They're so fun. And so for kindergarten, he just gets some cars and dice, looks like some counting sticks, and then these are stuff, they have a lot of games. And kids learn the best through games. And that's what they do really good with this math curriculum is they play so many games. The kids pick up on the concept and they have fun while they are doing it. My next child, he is actually in 2nd grade, but he has loved this curriculum and has been doing so well that he has actually moved on to the Math 3 this year. And the nice thing about these boxes, they've built these things so wonderful that a child has already been through this, and we can just pass it down to the next one, and I could just buy a book. And so that is a nice option. For this one, he just has some shapes, dice games. Let's see if you can see some of those. So these boxes are just awesome. And they come with it, and it's not an added price onto something else. The fun thing about last year, he had this second one, and they had a little clock, and we were practicing his time every day. And so they just really thought it out well. I'll just show you a little bit in the older math because it shows it a little bit better. I haven't gone through kindergarten yet. I'm kind of excited about it this year. But, so you can see a little bit better. He has some mental math. Then he goes through the lesson, and I go through it with him. And then, right over here after he goes through it, he gets to go through the lesson practice by himself. He gets to practice everything that we just learned about to see if he's understanding the concept of it. And then there's a review section of the concepts that he's already been practicing in the book. And this is more of an independent part, which is nice for me because then I can move on and help another child while he is still working on these things. And so it really is laid out nicely. The stories are wonderful. The colors are fun. The games are fun. They just catch on to it, and it's just been great. Once we get to 4th through 6th, they just barely came out with their 6th grade curriculum this year, so we're excited that we are on the same board with them. They move on to these video lessons, and this lady, she is amazing. She brings God into it. She's able to tie all of his creations and tie it into math. They learn fun facts about, like flowers or sea creatures, or they just learn these fun facts. And then they take those fun facts and they apply it to math, and it's just wonderful. And so I'm going to show you how to actually do this one. Let's see if I can just find a page. So they have their lesson, and then see this code here. If you haven't ever used those before, you just take your video camera, turn it on, and hold it over that, and it will take you to their web page, and then that's where she has her lesson. My oldest has been through lessons with her before. He has fallen in love with her videos. She makes things understandable, and then it's just like the same as the other ones. Then he gets to go and practice on his own. He gets to review on his own. And it's just been wonderful. I haven't looked at 6th grade yet this year, but he gets 2 books, so that'll be fun. I'm guessing he just has a lot more instruction in here, but it does look like he does have the QR codes also. So you just scan those at the beginning of each lesson. The other nice thing in these older grades is they come with answer keys to help mom out when she's trying to help them. It comes with the answers and a little bit of how they got there. And then my favorite part is these mental math books. So they do this before they do their lesson, or after, whenever you want to, I guess. And so here's how it lays out. You have his questions and then the answer. So we just fold it like this, so he can see the question and I can see the answer, and we hold it out and we go through it. And then after he completes it, let's see if this book has it. Yep. There's this fun sticker thing on the back. So they pull off these stickers and they get to put it on. Let me find it for you. This map. And so these pictures are going to make this fun picture as they go throughout the year of doing their mental math. And it's just fun for them as a kind of a reward system. And then about this picture, there's going to be a fun story and learning about it. So it's just beautiful the way they've laid it out. I've been impressed. It's brought so much wonderful things into our homeschool. It's what I was looking for. Okay. Moving on to L&A. All right, for L&A, I order each of my kids a handwriting book, which is fun, not only because they get to practice their handwriting, but they also get fun pictures to color and words and stuff to write. But there's a lot of puzzles and, let's see, you can see there, just some fun little doodling things to do with their handwriting. And so this kind of makes it fun. So with their handwriting, then they get their curriculum. I haven't done kindergarten before, but I'm pretty excited about it with the way our level 1 worked last year. I've taught my kids to read, and I do have to say it has never been as easy as it was last year with my first grader who is now in second grade. And I'll just show you that level 1 book real quick. He learned how to read so quickly and just started jumping through. I was just amazed. I don't have his book anymore, besides that one that I'm keeping for my kindergarten when he comes up to that level. But so here's my level K course. And their curriculums all kind of work the same. Okay, so here is kind of the level K, what you kind of do every day. So you have little check boxes, let's see if you can see, check boxes on the side that kind of helps you go through it. And your first one is some practice cards that you go through with the child to review their sounds and stuff. And then you have a little section of that you are going to teach them maybe some spelling rules or kind of how words work, how letter sounds work when they're with this letter, that kind of thing. So you'll have a little lesson part, and then you kind of have just things that go with the lesson, I guess, and they have a lot of fun poems in here. And then after your lesson, they have an independent part, which at this age, it's not quite independent because you're always still sitting there with them. But it's kind of fun for them to build their confidence that, hey, I can do this. And so and again, the pictures are beautiful. The stories are beautiful. We can really tie God into our lives. It's just what we're looking for. With the curriculum book comes the booster cards. These are the ones that they are going to be practicing, it looks like. So those will be fun. And then they get a book to read. And here's kind of a look inside. Just some fun. I don't know, I'm pretty excited. Like I said, we went through level 1 last year where he was really learning how to read, and he just picked it up so quickly. I was so impressed. Our level 2, which my second grader will be in, they are actually coming out with a curriculum this month, so I haven't actually hands-on seen it. But with all their new updates on how the curriculum has turned out, I am super excited. But I will go ahead and show you a level 3, which we did last year. They come with these poem books. And so we would read several poems each day, and this increased, for my oldest child, it increased fluency. And for my second child, it increased his comprehension. These poems have been amazing at how they integrated it in. And so here's how the level 3 would work. We would read poems every single day. They have check boxes just like all the other books do. And then after you go through the poems, you go through challenging word climbs, which is at the back of the book. So it's just a lot of harder words that you don't normally see all the time, and that way they can kind of understand, or they're not spelt like the way they sound, you know. And so you can kind of go over these words with them and kind of define them, and then they practice them until they get to pass off that hill climb. So they do a poem, they do a hill climb, and then we would do our lesson. And then they also had their independent practice parts too. And the nice thing about these is they started integrating journaling and some of those extensive writing things, which has been great to see those kind of things too. We are up to level 4 now. We've gone through a couple of levels, and with this one we get to read about biographies. They come with a book. We also have our handwriting that they are going to do, and these older ones, they are actually writing in cursive. They start writing in cursive at level 3, and they have And then they have to write this section in cursive, and then they have little fun puzzles that they get to keep doing too. So it's just well done. They have personal readers and world biographies. This one I'm pretty sure we're going to be reading together, and then these personal ones have just amazing stories that all the past personal readers we've gone through, they have learned so much. Some of their favorites was learning about the Indians and what they used things for, and how their lifestyle was. And so there's just so much fun. Okay, so they have 2 books that came with their curriculum. The first one was a spelling and writing workshop. And inside here, it looks like you have 2 different types of things. You have a spelling workshop, which you practice like spelling rules and stuff. And you have a writing workshop. Let's see. They kind of are teaching you the proper way to write paragraphs, the proper way to write these things, and they give you examples, and then they give you a chance to do it, and it just looks beautiful, and I am so excited to go through this with them this year. Okay, so that's our LNA. Okay, let me talk to you about the family school. With our science, our history, social studies, all those things, I did not want to buy each single one for 3rd grade. I want you to do this science. For 1st grade, I want you to do this science. It was just way too much money and way too much stressful for my day, because my day was completely full of doing everybody's curriculums. And so what I love to do for science and history and those things is to do it as a family and a group study. So like last year, we got to study, for science, we did space. So we go through the lesson all together as a family and dive deep. And then they get to separate for their individuals. So this person has to write a paper. This person gets to color a picture. They have different things that they do. And so this has been beautiful in learning together. Then they go throughout the day and they talk to each other because they're on the same page of what they're learning and the fun facts and all those cool things. But required from them is their level of grade. And so this has been an eye-opener to me, and it has made our homeschool even more wonderful. Okay. So with the family school, I decided to just buy it. It was $700, and I have it for life. I have all the curriculum for every age. I guess each one comes with every age, but I have all of our history, I have all of our science, I have all of our social studies, and it has more than just that. Those are just the ones we are using right now. But I have it all the way through the rest of my homeschooled life. And that's it. It was the one-time fee, and now I haven't had to pay anything for several years. And so it has been wonderful for price, but even more wonderful on how their layout works. Let me tell you about their layout, or actually, let me show you. Okay, so here I am on the familyschoolonline.org. This is an online course. I don't have books, but I have everything accessible that I can print any pages that I want. Over on the right side, you'll see levels. And click on that. There we go. There's preschool levels, elementary levels, and high school levels. I am going to go into the elementary ones, and here are my options here, or the categories that we do. And we have taken the science, geography, and history, and we've done a couple of the literature, and those ones were beautiful too. All right, so I will go ahead and kind of show you just what a lesson layout in here looks like. So in science, let's go to that first one, which is zoology. This one was a really fun one. And here's our first one. Okay, so some of the videos, some of the courses have videos, which you see in red here at the bottom, which is where a teacher has gone in and is teaching the lesson for you. And they have actually done a really good job on them. We enjoy watching them, and then some other times we like to dive deep or go through some of the material ourselves. So both great options depending on what you like in your homeschool. We're gonna go ahead and look at what a lesson layout looks like. All the ones that we've seen has this attention activity, and they are super fun. They catch the kids' attention and start questions rolling of how things work. As you can see, there's gospel principles. They tie the Christian values into this. Okay, how this works is in a 3-part series. After your attention activity, there are 3 R's that you're going to go to. The first one is called research. This is where you dive deep into the topic and you learn all about it. There are articles, there are videos, there are science experiments, all sorts of fun things. Okay, your second one is reason. Why is this the way it is? This is where you start asking questions. Okay, and then your third one is relate. Why does this matter to me? Why do I need to know this information? So you relate it to you, and this is the beautiful part of this one, is the relate. And then your last one is record. This is where you will find your children's work. You have preschool work. These are normally coloring pages. So I would just click on that red link and I could print it from there. Or other activities, you can choose what you want. Your early elementary is probably your 1st through 3rd grade. Here's some more options for you of your assignment for that day. And then the upper elementary, about your 4th through 6th grade. And then your middle school is usually your 7th and 8th, or even 6th, 7th, and 8th. And they actually get more into writing papers and essays, lots of fun things. And then this enrichment part is for like family home evening, how you can just bring it into your family time. These are way fun to add. We like to use this actually for family home evening a lot of the times, and then it ties into what we're learning, and then it just sinks what they've learned even deeper, and it brings dad into it, and we all learn. So this is just wonderful in how it works. Just a great setup. I love the 3 R's, so I know what I'm expecting each time. I love how it relates back to us, and I love the work that the children are required to do to help them at their levels, and I love that we get to learn it together as a family. And the curriculums have been great. We have learned so much, and because of the way they've laid it out with the videos, with the experiments, with those kind of things, my kids have retained the knowledge. Just like games and math. They just retain it so much more when it's fun. There's my fun thing again. I have fun in it, and I have Christ in our lives. It relates to us and why we are here. So those are our curriculum choices that we have been doing for a couple of years, and they are working so well that we will just continue working with them. They're fun, they're colorful, we have Christ integrated into our lives, and this is where I want to be. And I hope it helps someone else out there who is looking for those same things. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in anything, please leave a comment so that I know what kind of questions that I can answer out there. And if you haven't, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.